Hello, my name is Kate Jones, and this is my presentation for Barriers to Web 2.0, Module 5. An overall summary of the articles as they apply to me. In the barriers articles, both Web 2.0 barriers and the 7 barriers, um, a lot of what was written about cost and the time that goes into making sure that technology is effective in the classroom are probably our biggest struggles. We are in the city, so we do have a lot of things available to us. A lot of our students, even when our Wi-Fi is not doing so good, or can easily go into 5G. So the digital divide that comes up in the other article is not really present for us. The same in terms of internet at home. Our students all have access. We do teach in a private school. We are in the city, so a lot of the problems that are mentioned in the digital divide article are not really a problem for us, luckily. Where we do have it is the consistency of the internet, and the knowledge that where the students, whether or not the students know how to use it properly. Open resources. I have really used a lot of open resources on the internet. I use social media to connect with other teachers, especially in IB and AP classes. I use lesson planning techniques, lesson planning tools through the internet, um, and it's been great for me. I love the fact that I can collaborate with teachers from all over the world and all over the country, by using the internet. It's been great. In the barriers to ICT, yeah, that spoke to me a lot because I am a secondary school teacher, and I see that I'm not with my students all day, so it's very inconsistent what they are experiencing from classroom to classroom. And no matter how much I do in my 40 minutes, if no other teachers are doing the same thing, it can be a little problematic. Definitely inconsistent. Do I feel the digital divide can be resolved? I don't know. I probably not fully because of, you know, to go all history teacher, the struggle between the haves and the have-nots. It's just a real thing, and it's very unfortunate. I do think that the government should figure out a way to fund 4G or 5G for students in low income areas, and making sure that they're funding one-to-one devices. I do think that that is the best way to kind of bridge the digital divide. But again, as someone in the city, there are a lot of things that are available to my students, as public school students in New York City, that even if they are coming from a low income home, the internet is everywhere in this city for them. But I do know that there are geographical issues. I do know that some schools are better funded than others. Um, I do believe that the internet would be fully available at some point to others, but there's always going to be something in terms of the type of resources that are received that will be separating the people who have that money and that access from the people who don't. The skill sets that I believe students must have, and I feel this very strongly. All of these are things that are very important to the IB program, and as an IB coordinator and IB teacher, I do try to bring these into all of my classes, not just my IB classes. Students need to know how to work together. While there are careers where you're not going to have to collaborate all the time, they're few and far between. For the most part, collaboration has made me a better teacher. Collaboration made me a better student. Um, Communication, they need to be able to write an email, write an essay, um, talk to a boss, talk to a colleague without being too sensitive. And a lot of that, I think, and they need to be able to communicate face to face. So it can't just be digital. But I do think that that's super important. Problem solving and critical thinking. I read a great article this week talking about the importance of the humanities and social studies, which I'm a social studies teacher, and how important problem solving and critical thinking are to that. Combining that with the things we've already read for this class about coding and how that helps with problem solving and critical thinking. I do think technology is important for that. Organizational and time management, I do think that working with the internet has helped me with that. So I believe that it would help my students as well. And just general digital literacy and conduct on the internet, knowing the proper way to use it, knowing what you should be posting on social media and what you shouldn't be posting on social media. I do think that there is a learning curve, and especially in high school. What impact has the global economy had on me? Well, and especially on my use of the internet. I do almost everything through the internet. I am a busy mom of two small special needs kids, and I do my food shopping online. I know that not everybody has access to that, and it is a remarkable privilege, but it has been a lifesaver for me. Everything from investments and banking and loans, to my job planning, sharing plans, collaboration, all of my subscriptions. I access all of my music through the internet, my movies, the books, and social media. Social media is a big part of my life. It is a big part of how I am able to interact with my friends that I don't get to see very often because of my busy schedule. In order to effectively integrate technology as a social studies teacher, as the IB coordinator, I think that I need to learn how to edit better in making all of these videos. I try to do them in one take. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. I'm just waiting for one of my kids to run downstairs, so I have to start this all over again. It would be much better if I knew how to properly edit these things. Proper use of smartboards. I had one 10-minute PD 9 years ago on how to use a smartboard, and I don't remember a blessed thing about it. So I think that that would definitely help. I know that there are new updated boards out there that are even better than smartboards. That would be really cool. Design, knowing how to design videos, design charts. I'm really lost on those things. And while I do think I have a pretty good basic knowledge of G Suite for Education, I think that it could be a lot better. Is my school equipped with 21st century technology? Yeah, for the most part it is. I do think that our Wi-Fi is flaky. I will say that in just about every video that we have. But we are a private school and we have a technology fee and we've started a one-to-one program. So we do have a lot of the really cool things that are needed. However, the cost of updating is hard on us. Again, in these classes, I've talked about the struggle of being a Catholic school in a city that is really hard to afford. And our enrollment is going down. There's no way around that. So updating technology is sometimes difficult. And because of that, our smart boards, our computers are a little outdated. We don't have charging stations. A lot of the public schools around us do have charging stations for their one-to-one devices. So if the students' computers die or they don't charge them up the night before, then lessons can go by the wayside. They could fall apart. However, the advantages are significant. Accessibility opens up collaboration opportunities. As an IB school, it's important to understand that we live in a global society. Being able to communicate with people all over the world has been a significant part of our IB history classes, our IB language classes. Career opportunities, knowing how to use the internet and use computers properly is a very, very important thing.